Hello, boys and girls. Welcome back to 5th grade math. Today we will be continuing our unit on dividing decimals, a continuation from yesterday, which we learned to divide decimals by whole numbers using models. Today we will divide decimals by whole numbers using the algorithm. So today I can divide decimals by whole numbers using the algorithm is our objective. And so at the end of this lesson, I would like for everyone to be able to divide a decimal by a whole number using the algorithm or the shortcut. So let's review quickly from yesterday. Yesterday we talked a little bit about the 3 steps for dividing decimals by whole numbers. The first step, if you're given a problem, a division problem that's written like this, it's important to rewrite it using the division umbrella, as I call it here. So the first step then would be rewrite the problem if it's not written for you like that. All right. Secondly, the second step is move the decimal straight up into the quotient. Now, yesterday I used a phrase, I'm not sure the phrase that, um, was the best choice, but move the dot to the top. We know this is not a dot, it's a decimal, it has a purpose, but you get the idea. We move that decimal just straight up into where the quotient will be. That's step 2. And then step 3, we just divide like normal. Now I say normal, but normal means we divide like we've always divided, just like the way we learned in our division unit, using the drive my super cool, buggy, Rudolph, divide, multiply, subtract, check, bring down, rewrite the divisor, or repeat the process. Okay, so we're dividing like normal. And here is that screenshot of what dividing like normal looks like over here. Okay, so today we have this in our book, and we're going to be looking at the steps in a more explanation type approach here. So in a swimming relay, each swimmer swims an equal part of the total distance. Brianna and 3 other swimmers won a relay in 5 and 68 minutes. What was the average time each girl swam? So they want to know if the 4 girls swam the whole relay in 5 minutes and 68 hundredths of a second, how much time did each girl take to swim? All right, that means we're sharing a set equally. We're sharing this set, 5 and 68 hundredths, equally among 4 swimmers. Okay, so if I look over here, step 1, share the ones. Well, this is the ones place, that's the 5. So how many groups of 4 can I make out of 5? 1 group of 4, and that makes 4. So I multiply 4 times 1, I get 4. My next step is to subtract. 5 minus 4 is 1. Okay, so check. 1 ones cannot be shared among 4 groups without regrouping. So the 1 is less than the 4. So we're good so far. Next, we're going to share the tenths. So I bring down that 6 tenths. Now I have 16 tenths. So I want to divide 16 tenths by 4. So I know that 4 times 4 gives me 16. So 16 tenths. 4 times 4. Subtract 16 tenths minus 16 tenths. That gives me 0 tenths. And 0 is less than 4, so I'm still good. And then step 3, now we're going to subtract or divide, share the hundredths. So I bring down that hundredths place. Okay, so how many groups of 4 can I make out of 8? So if I have 8 hundredths, I can make 2 groups. So 4 times 2 gives me 8. Subtract 8 hundredths minus 8 hundredths gives me 0. So 0 cannot be shared by 4. Now I move that decimal up, which I could have done in the beginning. So then my answer is 1 and 42 hundredths of a minute for each girl. All right. And none of that was new. That was all the same process that we used for dividing. If I look at my model, I've got 1 whole, 4 tenths, and 2 hundredths. Okay? So sometimes when decimals are divided, the dividend may not have enough digits for you to complete the division. In these cases, you write zeros to the right of the last digit. Writing zeros to the right of the last digit does not change the value of the decimal. This is something I've taught you guys from day 1 about decimals. I can add as many zeros as I want. It never changes the value. We want that decimal division of a decimal to terminate. That means nothing left over, no remainder. Sometimes, unfortunately, we get a repeating decimal. And if that happens in 5th grade, we won't usually repeat more than a couple of times, but it does happen that no matter how many zeros I add, we get the same digit as a remainder. So let's look at that for a second. So 4 goes into 4. First thing I'm going to do is raise my decimal. 4 goes into 4 one time. 4 times 4 is 4. 4 times 1 is 4. 0, bring down the 5. Rewrite my divisor. 4 goes into 5 one time. Subtract them. 5 minus 4 is 1. 1 is less than 4. I'm still good. Bring down the 8. Now 4 does not go into 18 evenly, and I've got nothing else to bring down. So I know that 4 goes into 18 4 times. That gives me 16, remainder of 2. So what we can do here is we can add a 0 because it doesn't change the value. And I can bring down that 0. Now 4 goes into 20 5 times. That gives me 20. Okay? All right? And 0 tenths cannot be shared among 4 groups without regrouping. So I am done there. All right? If I look over here, that's exactly what I did. I had a 2. I could not divide that 2 evenly by 4. I had nothing else to bring down, so we added that 0 to make it 20, which gave us something else to divide. All right? And that is basically dividing decimals by whole numbers using the algorithm. There isn't anything that's different about those. That's just how we divide decimals with whole numbers. Okay? And so that is the lesson in a nutshell. Here are some practice problems for you to work on. I like number 6 here. It says $7.71 divided by 3. So I'll take $7.71 and divide it by 3 people maybe. So that is a great problem to work on. So I'll work that practice problem out here. Okay, raise the decimal. Divide like normal. 3 goes into 7 2 times. That gives me 6. 7 minus 6 is 1. 1 is less than 3. I'm good. Bring down the 7. Start over. 3 goes into 17 5 times because 3 times 5 is 15. That gives me really close. 17 minus 5 is 2. Bring down the 1. 3 goes into 21 7 times. 3 times 7 is 21. And I have no remainder. So the answer here is $2.57. All right. I'll let you practice those. Good luck. If you have any questions, please come and see me.